Welcome back. Former ANC Nelson Mandela Bay Councillor Andile Lungisa is a relatively free man tonight. He has been released on parole and will serve the remainder of his prison sentence in the system of community corrections. Lungisa was convicted of assaulting DA Councillor Rano Kayser in 2016 by smashing a glass jar over his head. He served some days in 2018, then he was released while he appealed his sentence. When he was unsuccessful, he started serving a 2-year sentence in September this year, but he's been released after 2.5 months. To discuss, we're joined by Andile Lungisa, the man himself. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Lungisa. This is all legal because there was a reduction in your term due to the special remission of sentences that was granted by the President last year, and you've served 1/6 of the remaining term. So it's legal, but what would you say to people who are shocked that you're already out?
You must remember, I was not supposed to even to spend 1 day in prison, but it was how our justice system is designed. Also, people like yourselves in South Africa, we do not have a great talent of journalists who can be able to investigate and come up with the truth.
But it wasn't for journalists, it was for the legal system, yeah? The prosecution's authority, you could present your evidence with lawyers.
No, you can go all over the world. When the legal system is being messed up, those who are reporters, who are journalists, they go deep and investigate. But that one has long passed. The focus now is to organize our communities.
Okay, so you say the legal system failed?
Yeah, it failed me. I'm not the only one. There are also a number of other people who have been failed by the system.
The system allows for people to be placed, Mr. Lungisa, the system allows for people to be placed on parole according to correctional services if they've responded positively to rehabilitation programs in prison. Did you go through any rehabilitation in prison?
No, I'm talking about the system of going to prison. I've accepted the conditions of coming out of prison. I'm talking about going to
All right, Mr. Lungisa, we lost your connection there. Just repeat that. I understand what you're saying. You feel it was unfair that you went to prison. But what I'm saying is, have you been rehabilitated in prison?
No, you must remember I voluntarily decided to go to prison myself. I was not forced. I had also bail, which I should have taken the bail. But I said, let me go to prison because I know I don't want to be viewed as South African as a person who's running away from prison.
But you were convicted and sentenced to a two-year sentence, Mr. Lungisa. There was no choice in the matter, as far as I understand.
Had the choice. I appealed to must follow all the events. Grahamstown High Court gave me a bail that I must not be in prison, I must be out of prison. But I chose to stay in prison to serve my sentence because I also wanted to join other programs, which I was happy about the programs which I've undertaken. But I'm saying now the focus is to liberate our people who are not owning the South African economy, to make sure that we streamline the Africans to be part of the South African economy.
Mr. Lungisa, we'll talk about that, but I'd like to just continue with your own circumstances. The Supreme Court of Appeal found that you had not taken responsibility for your actions, hitting somebody over the head with a glass jug. My question to you is, do you take responsibility for that now?
Is at the Constitutional Court who are appealing in the matter as I'm talking to you, who are waiting for the Constitutional Court to adjudicate on that matter. I will never take a responsibility of a matter where I felt self when I was attacked. That was the classical self-defense. That is why I instigative journalists like yourselves, you can check the video portion by portion. You can see I was attacked 5 times before I defended myself.
All right, and you say the courts didn't look at that video and disregarded evidence in your favor?
Yeah, we can take any person in your studio as a video analyst. You check the video portion by portion, and then you'll see that was a classical self-defense. It's what I did. An innocent man was taken to prison, and then I stayed in prison. I'm out of prison. I'll respect all the conditions.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm respecting all the conditions, I will be engaging communities throughout the country to make sure that they are part of the South African economy. They own the economy. We can no longer allow a situation where the majority of the population...
Mr. Lungisa, I think you're using this platform to talk about your economic ideas. I'm happy with that, but let's start with your political future. Will you try and get into office again?
No. I don't know what future you're talking about. I went to school up to university level. That was my future. And then I joined politics when I was young as an activist, which is not my future, politics. I change. I'm part of the people who are changing people's lives to make sure that we live in the better conditions. That is not my future. I'm an activist. I don't see politics as a future.
You've come out and you're talking about the economics. You've also been calling for a change of leadership in your own party, I understand. I think you've accused the current administration of attacking former President Jacob Zuma, saying that's divisive. But isn't calling for a change of leadership also divisive on your part?
No, change is a permanent feature in society. That's the reality. Anyone who fights against change is fighting against nature. Change is a permanent feature. What I've raised earlier, we've got a responsibility, especially those who are in leadership positions, to provide leadership. Amongst other things, when we provide leadership, there must be peace and stability in the country. When you antagonize former presidents, you can take the country into chaos. I started from President Nelson Mandela. President Nelson Mandela never even prosecuted apartheid presidents like de Klerk, even Botha. He protected them. When President Mandela left, President Mbeki took over. President Mbeki protected former President de Klerk, including President Mandela. When President Zuma took over, he protected President Mbeki, President de Klerk. When President Cyril Ramaphosa took over, he's got a responsibility of protecting the President Jacob Zuma, including President Mbeki and President de Klerk.
And how would he protect him? How would he protect him?
My argument, unity amongst Africans is important. It is equal to the unity amongst Africans and whites. It cannot only be a unity between elevated in this country. It must be a unity only amongst Africans and whites.
My question to you, may I pose a question to you? May I pose a question to you?
To say we've got a responsibility.
May I pose a question?
As young leaders, to be able to provide that clarity, to provide that direction, that the leadership must be able to unify Africans.
May I pose a quick question to you and then we'll wrap up? How would the current president protect President Jacob Zuma, former President Jacob Zuma? How would he do that when he's facing legal processes, say?
Legal processes.
Do you think the president should stop the legal processes? In
any country, we must remember, if we intervened as an ANC to number of countries, a number of countries where there are ways and means anywhere in our own country, also anywhere in Africa, also anywhere in the world. When there were challenges in Burundi, we intervened in Burundi as South Africa. When there were challenges in DRC, we intervened in DRC. When there are challenges in Zimbabwe, we intervene in Zimbabwe. Why it is difficult to intervene in South Africa when there are challenges?
All right, thank you very
Within
much.
the
That was
legal
former
system.
ANC Nelson Mandela Bay Councillor Andile Lungisa.